Hi guys, so today I thought I would film a video for you talking about my anxiety and exams, since most of you will be at that stage in your life now where you do all your exams and you're going for revision. So basically, when I was in primary school and it was SATs, I used to always panic and I never read the questions properly and I ended up just writing anything down, and then when I got my marks back I hadn't done very well on them at all. It came to year 11 for me and I was like, right, this is the year for my exams, this isn't going to be very good. So my mum took me to the doctors and we explained to the doctors the situation, and they were saying, right, she can have some medication. So we went to the doctors and they gave me some fluoxetine, because that's the only one I can take with me being asthmatic, because any other ones wouldn't be very good because it'd mess with my asthma or something. So I got fluoxetine. It stops me from being stressed, which is also what medication does as well. It stops stress, because I got really stressed out when I was trying to revise, and it just wasn't good for me, because then I'd cry on saying, "Mum, I can't revise, oh my god, this is too hard." And she had enough of me complaining to her saying that I couldn't revise. So obviously she took me to the doctors about it and they were like, right, we'll give her some medication. Like last night I was trying to revise for my exam that I had this morning, and honestly, I got so stressed out. Like 9 times out of 10 the medication works, but there's that 1% of the time or 10% of the time where it just doesn't work and you just have a massive stress out session and you just don't know what to do. That was me last night, and I went in this morning, did my morning revision from 8 till 8:45, and then we went down to do the exam, and I was perfectly fine because I'd had my medication and it had worked, because I've had it 6 weeks now. I no longer feel stressed when it comes to exams, and I'm no longer nervous. I don't sit in the exam going and panicking to myself. That's a good thing about being on this medication. You don't feel nerves anymore, you don't feel stressed. I mean, like I've said, and 10% of the time it doesn't work, and that's the times when you probably need it to work the most, because revision is obviously one of the hardest things to do, and so is exams, which I actually find quite difficult, because I'm one of those people who obviously just used to panic and cry. I just seem so much more calm and relaxed, and I even put a bit of music on to help me calm me down. I've actually got a few revision tips for her, and she told me a few tips of what to do. She said if I find revision too hard, I could get a revision book and write it in writing bonny colours to remember. So I've started doing that and I find it a lot easier. But there's another one I do, and I've given it to my friend because she was stressing out, and I said to her, right, just take deep breaths in and out for about 5 minutes, put all the revision down, go take a breather, come back to it, read over everything that you've wrote, then summarise it into little points, and if you need to, write them in bonny colours so you remember it. Which obviously to me seems a massive help, as someone who always panicked when it came to exams and didn't know what to do, and always panicked when reading the questions and just ended up writing anything. But obviously since having the medication and seeing the doctors about it, I've changed an awful lot, and I'm not as stressed as much as I used to be when it comes to revision. And like I said, I just feel so much more happier and chilled out and relaxed and calm, like for exams and stress and anxiety, because it was mainly anxiety for exams. Like obviously I was affected by it an awful lot because of my exams, and I just didn't know how to cope with it and how to deal with it or whatever, and that was the reason why I went to the doctors in the first place, because obviously it wasn't good for me being that stressed out for exams and revision. So obviously being that person made it a lot easier, and I'm actually going to show you what I do. So as I've said, I do my revision with bonny pens and in a book, and then I just flick through the book every now and then. So what I did was I bought a simple book from Morrison's, and yes, I've covered it in stickers because it actually helps me to revise well, and don't have stickers on the front. But what I did in the front was I wrote my name and I said that it was my revision book, and I wrote the subjects because they're the only 5 subjects that I need to revise for, because I've done my art exam and I've done my science exam, and I didn't do it, and I don't do RE or PD or PE, so there's only maths, history, food, ICT and English, and obviously I've done my ICT one now, so that doesn't matter, but that's what I did. And then obviously throughout it I've done it all in different colours, which makes it easier for me because I can just read over that and I can take it in because it's in different colours, like, and it's all just mixed up. But I've done all of this to help me revise, and last night I did 9.5 pages for my ICT revision because it was needed. Just let me assure you that much, it was needed. And what I used, I bought these from Wilkinson's for £8 because my mum was like, if you need to do revision in coloured pens, you're going to have some nice fine liners. And I had some from Wilkinson's before, but they were like £2 and they were not very good. I broke them within like 3 weeks of having them or something. So I've got these, and it's got 20 different colours, which I do use quite often for revision. I don't use them for anything else but revision, because I got these specifically for revision. And obviously, like I've said, that's helped me a lot doing that, and I'd like to thank my teachers for that, because they've part of the reason that I've started doing that. And I'm quieter now. Okay. But yeah, that's all I have for you in this video. Thanks for watching. Bye. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.